Every mom thinks that their baby is one in a million. But Becki-Jo Allen from the UK learned that her newborns were a lot more special than that. And it wasn't even that her babies were triplets. There was something else truly incredible in their DNA. Hello, wonderful people. I'm Scott Leffler for WonderBot. And here is, after this mom gave birth to triplets 9 weeks early, she learned they are 1 in 200 million. Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Yes, Becki-Jo Allen from Liverpool, England, has a remarkable story. Back in 2015, her life with her young daughter, Indiana, was pretty normal. But then something happened that drastically changed Allen's life forever. And it started when she began feeling unwell. Soon, Allen discovered that she was pregnant, but unfortunately for her, things didn't go so smoothly at the start of the pregnancy. Indeed, Allen had terrible morning sickness, and she was suffering with bad headaches as well. That's when Allen, who was in her early 20s at the time, decided to get a checkup to make sure that everything was fine. She was then able to book herself in for an early scan and, only 9 weeks into her pregnancy, headed to the hospital. It was during that appointment that Allen received some news that came as a total shock to her. It turned out, of course, that Allen's pregnancy was far from routine, and there was something extra special about her situation. But she would never have guessed what. Allen was informed that she wasn't expecting one baby. She wasn't even going to have twins. In fact, she was carrying triplets. "I couldn't believe it," she told the Daily Mail. "I hadn't even thought it might be twins, let alone triplets, and we haven't got any in the family." So, 3 little miracles were on their way, whether Allen was planning for them or not. But while having triplets was going to be extraordinary in itself, there was something else remarkable about the babies she was carrying. However, she wouldn't discover what that was until she had brought them into the world. This occurred at just 31 weeks into her pregnancy, and all 3 babies were delivered via cesarean section. Yes, Allen had 3 tiny baby boys, all weighing under 4 pounds. But because they were so small, the newborns would remain in an intensive care unit for more than a month. After 6 weeks then, Rocco, Roman, and Rohan were finally allowed home, where they continued to grow bigger and stronger. Initially, though, it was difficult for other people to tell the 3 babies apart. Nonetheless, Allen's motherly instinct meant that she never got the triples confused herself. But people continued to think that the 3 boys looked totally alike, and some were convinced that the brothers were identical triplets. Indeed, it wasn't uncommon for Allen to be stopped in the street by people wondering if they were identical or not. So Allen eventually decided to find out the answer once and for all. Although she'd been told by the hospital that her boys weren't identical, she became more and more doubtful. The next step then was to have a DNA test done in order to ascertain the truth. And when the results came back, her suspicions were confirmed. The triplets were identical after all. Given that they looked so alike to the naked eye, it wasn't perhaps so surprising. But looking at the statistics, it was truly a remarkable occurrence. In fact, the odds of naturally conceiving identical triplets were an incredible 200 million to 1. Understandably then, Allen was initially informed that the chances of her having identical triplets were very slim, but in little Rocco, Roman, and Rohan, she had somehow managed it. At first, Allen couldn't believe how special her 3 boys were. According to the Daily Mail, there are only a few other sets of identical triplets in the whole of the UK, a fact that only confirmed the exceptional nature of the boys' story. Yet, although the triplets looked very alike, it became a little easier for people to tell them apart as they developed. Once they were a little older, of course, their individual personalities began to emerge. Rohan proved himself to be the loudest of the 3, while Rocco was the most relaxed brother. Roman, on the other hand, wanted the toys all to himself and didn't enjoy sharing with his brothers. According to their mom, all 3 triplets were constantly fighting over the same toys. Their big sister, Indiana, was nonetheless very fond of her younger siblings. There are a few physical indicators that help people tell the triplets apart too. The birthmark on Rohan's forehead, for instance, is a little darker than his brother's. Rohan, meanwhile, has another birthmark on his leg which helps to distinguish him. But all 3 of them certainly cause havoc around the house. Allen claims that the brothers use 130 diapers every single week too, and her washing machine takes 3 loads per day. Thankfully, Allen has a younger sister, Lauren, who helps out around the house, as the triplets' father does not live with the family. Allen has also decided to share her triplets' incredible story, launching an Instagram page to document their day-to-day lives. It features plenty of adorable photos of Rocco, Roman, and Rohan in matching outfits, as well as some reminders of their first few weeks in the world. With nearly 60,000 followers, it's clear that the handsome little triplets are a hit with the public. The boys are now 2 years old and have even been lucky enough to enjoy a recent trip to Disneyland Paris with their big sister. That will surely be the first of many adventures to come.